Hi, my name is Fabiana and welcome to Fabric. Today we will explore how you can generate synthetic data from very large datasets. And when I mean very large datasets, I mean datasets with a lot of columns. In the experience today, we will cover a dataset with 40,000 columns, which is a lot, and we will show you how we can synthesize it very easily while using YData Fabric pipelines. So in this case, I have created my connector to my Google Cloud storage so I can read the data. Here afterwards, I'll just click on Use Lab, select it, and go to my labs and open the laboratory where I'm going just to create my data set. Have in mind that for this example, I have already read my data. My data is already available. All this data was generated synthetically, so have in mind that it has no business value. It has only the purpose of showing how scalable is my data synthesizers. I did create it with our Python SDK, the synthetic data generation logic, and with a simple drag and drop, I just created this very simple one-step pipeline. With this pipeline, I'm able to configure it so I can generate as many records of synthetic data as many times that I want. So I'm just going to, for example, show you how you can configure the properties of your pipeline. So for example, here I'll just set new pipeline parameter called sample size, which will be just responsible for the amount of data that we want to generate in terms of synthetic samples. I'm consuming this information inside my notebook. It's an integer, and then will allow me to reuse this same pipeline several times just to generate more synthetic data without the need to retrain it. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So as soon as I have everything set, so I've selected runtime image as YData CPU, so I'm good to go. To do that, I'll just save the pipeline, click on Run, verify if the pipeline name is correct. If I want to give any other name, this will mean that my pipeline will be created in the UI, and that's exactly what we are going to check now. Jumping into the pipeline tab, I'm going to get the detail of my pipeline. I can see here my one-step pipeline, and basically after creating a run or clicking on creating a run, I can have right away for example, all details that I can configure, which is in this case the sample size. I can select experiments. Let's say that for different projects I want to have different experience because I want to compare them. I can do that as well. And it's just a matter of clicking start. And when I jump into my experiments, I have already here my pipeline running. For the purpose of this experimentation, I have one that is already run, and as you can see, it's already in a green status, which means of course it was trained successfully, and I can see right away my output. So each and every step I can define a certain type of outputs, and in this case I wanted to output the shape of my data set, which in this case had 40,000 columns and 900 rows, and I have here a glimpse of the data set that I have generated. So I hope you have enjoyed, and as you can see, YData is not only capable to cope with large volumes of data in terms of number of rows, but also to cope with more complex use cases where there is a need to deal with a large volume of columns, which can be quite a challenge while working in certain verticals like healthcare and even financial services. I hope you have enjoyed.